Awesome. Welcome to the call. Let's see if we can get this camera working. I hooked up my new webcam and it seems to be going black on me. So let's check it out. See if it's going to turn on. And there we go. And there it is. Let's step back. How's everybody doing? Put a comment in the chat if you're there, if you can hear me. I see 21 people on here already, and this is an unannounced webinar. I'm just doing it last minute since we didn't have a video coming out today. Good, awesome, good to see you there, Andre. Let's see some more comments in there. Hey, Igor, what's up, buddy? Good to always have you here. So I'm out here in Miami. It's awesome. I got the shades pulled so you guys can just get in a little more light so you can see me better. But it's sunny, it's beautiful, it's perfect weather. We've been out every night. We went out last night for Halloween, and it was a blast. It was probably one of the most fun nights. We went out to Wynwood, if you guys know Wynwood. It's kind of like the Venice Beach, like Venice, California, but of Miami, where it's artistic and creative. And we went out as Team Viagra. That was awesome. I got that from Robbie Kramer over at Inner Confidence. Shout out to Robbie. You basically go out with t-shirts that say Team Viagra, headbands, and I have one here. And then you have sweatpants with raging hard-ons. And you go out as a team, as a group. You get so much attention. You have to face all your sexual shame when you do that. You have to face all your, if you got fear of being seen as sexual or fear of your own cock in a sense of what people will think, it puts it all right out there, literally. And the funny thing is I've done this multiple times and I've never once gotten a bad comment. I've never once gotten somebody that got upset. I think that's a lot of people's big fears, that people are going to get upset. You know, we're walking around doing this past cops last night. People just love it. They want to take pictures with you. They laugh, they giggle. Girls want to grab you at the hard on sometimes. It's an amazing experience. So it's called Team Viagra. It's something that Robbie Kramer over at Inner Confidence came up with. Great way to face your sexual shame. So we were out till about 5 a.m. with that last night. So that was a blast. Bob, hey Bob, I love single life. Yeah, a lot of people do. I mean, there's a lot of fun in it. If you are past all your issues with thinking that there's one way to be, like I need to be in a relationship, I need to be single, I need to be this, you just let it all go and let it flow. Life can be fun no matter what you do. And I think that's what's really, it's like live the life that you chose to live. You know, I think, you know, giving away, being a loving person, giving away joy, giving away happiness is really the key. Now, with that said, I'm going to get into some Q&As today, but I want to talk a little bit about just being out here in Miami. We got the Integrated Man Summit coming up. A lot of you guys know that. That's coming up next week. We got a lot of great speakers, so I'm going to do a quick commercial for that. I'm going to be speaking, of course. We got Anthony's going to be speaking. He's back here in the other room. Mike's going to be speaking. If you guys, any of you know Mike Onowitz, he's one of our part of the staff here. He's going to be talking about his journey with his disability to becoming from not being able to date at all to dating all kinds of amazing women to getting his porn star girlfriend and traveling to the porn awards and all this stuff, even with his disability. He's had about 3 strokes and he's out there killing it. He keeps growing. And so when you hear the stories of people and how far they've come and where they're at and they're living their dreams, what they've decided is their dream, you begin to wonder, well, what's stopping me? And that's what the Integrated Man Summit's about. It's not just about dating. It's about becoming a really confident man. Mark Iron's going to be there. He's going to be talking about raising your testosterone through the roof, getting all your hormones straightened out so that you wake up every morning ready to seize the day. And well, I'll tell you right now, if your testosterone's low and you want to raise it naturally, Mark's the guy to talk to. If you want to use TRT, he's not the guy to talk to. If you want to do it naturally and do it the right way, it will improve every part of your life, not just your dating life, but every part of your life. Wake up ready to seize the day, conquer the world, go for it, be driven and build muscle and do it all naturally and into your later years. I've seen him do it with myself and many other people that I've sent to him. We got Andrew Bustamante, the former CIA spy, you know, doing he has all his courses on on all the techniques the CIA uses to deal with the world, and he teaches you how to use it in your personal life, and to go out there and be the best version of yourself. So that's he's going to be there too. Anthony, you guys all know Anthony. If you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, Anthony at the Fearless Man Anthony, I think is what it is. Great channel. Go subscribe right now. Hit the bell notification for Anthony. Give him some love. Tell him I sent you over there. We want to build his channel up as fast as we can. He's got a lot of great advice to give. And I think, and then there's going to be Anna Maria, guest speaker from Romania. There's a whole bunch more. So it's going to be a crazy fun event. What I really love about the Integrated Man Summit that has to do with the speakers though, is really just the camaraderie, the running around on the beach together, going out at night together, socializing together, having a great time together. That's one of my favorite things. And if you guys can't get out here to watch it live, definitely check out the online tickets. Enough of that long commercial. I don't like doing the commercials. I like just sharing and helping and teaching. My whole thing is helping you guys grow, change, and get value. Now, as I'm here in Miami, I want to talk about the core principle of Fearless Man. It's not dating. It's not sex. If you want all those things, it's great. I think you can get all those things and have an amazing time. And but there's one thing that really drives Fearless. It comes back to like my core series of videos, not core series, but a series of videos that I'm doing called Letting All Women Go. You see, Fearless is all about stopping internally. It's stopping and building a real foundation. We tend to race and push, and we haven't dealt with our internal shit. We're trying to get money, trying to get success, trying to get the perfect body. But all that has to be built on a solid foundation, or it all just falls apart later. Or you don't draw, like, if you're insecure inside and you're unhappy and you're miserable, you're going to draw miserable women. So what's the point, right? If you stop and actually learn to get present, learn to love yourself, learn to have a great fucking time, learn to become a powerful man that goes out and slays the world because you love it, because you have courage and turn on for your life, then watch the women, the people that show up in your life. Your life becomes a blast because you don't need something external, a woman, to tell you you're good enough. You don't need $1 million to tell you you're good enough. Then people, oddly enough, get drawn to you, and the things you most want, the things that matter or wanted in the past, come to you easily. All those things you wanted, you just start choosing them, and they start coming in because everybody wants to help you get them, because you're coming from a place of creating value and coming from a place of choice, and you're coming from a place of personal power. So as my teacher used to tell me all the time many years ago, Carl, he would say, Brian, just stop. You're always in the future. You're always in the past. You're always trying to figure something out. You're always trying to get to a goal. And he would say, just stop. And every day I'd hear, just stop. And that became the theme song, just stop. And it rang in my head, and it still rings in my head all the time. Whenever I start to get in the future, get out of the now, start pushing, just stop. What are you running from that you feel like you have to run somewhere else to enjoy life? What if everything is perfect just the way it is? And your job is not to fix something, but to realize everything is perfect just the way it is. To come to that realization. That's what self-realization is all about. There is nothing to fix. And we think we have to change the world, fix everything. We're always on a mission. And the mission is great. I think having a mission is awesome. But my mission isn't to fix the world. My mission is to grow and expand and help people grow that want to grow. I don't want everybody to do Fearless. I don't want everybody to become enlightened. I don't want everybody to learn what I have to teach. I want the people that want to learn it because it's an expression of who they are as an art to come learn it. Everybody else, go do what you want to do as your expression of art. Life is about expressing love through courage, turn on, personal power, giving. It's about being a powerful human being that gives your power away because You don't need much from other people. It doesn't mean you don't enjoy it. You don't love it when you get attention from a beautiful woman. You appreciate her. It's just you don't need it. And then stuff comes back to you in return. And getting that ultimate state of feeling you're like a powerful human being that's creating his or her own reality. This doesn't mean you don't have challenges. This doesn't mean you aren't working on growing certain areas of your life, getting more muscle every day. Because you're in constant transition till the day you die. Nothing is done. This doesn't mean that growth isn't happening. It just means that you don't see yourself as broken right now on the path to becoming the next experience you're going to have. But that experience, as soon as you have it, will be transforming again. Somebody once said, I'm going to credit, I heard this on a video from a guy named John Whiting, he's a business coach. And he said, the Mona Lisa is in transition right now. It's not done. It's painted, it's sitting in a museum, but it's slowly decaying, right? It's going to eventually disappear. So nothing is in a permanent state of being. Everything is coming in and out of form all the time. So therefore, there is no done. There's just experience after experience after experience. And like a surfer on a wave, you're riding the waves of experience. So if you're trying to fix yourself, you're missing the whole journey. You're missing the experience. You're not going to be able to be in your turn on. You're not going to be able to be in your power. You're not going to be able to be in your courage, which is where life happens. Life begins at courage. Hear that again. Life begins at courage. If you know the emotional scale, apathy, grief, fear, lust, anger, pride's the big sticky one that everybody gets stuck at, then courage. And that's where life begins. Real life begins the moment you start living more and more from courage. And then it's acceptance, love, and peace. And love is actually the outcropping of all those emotions. Courage is love. Acceptance is love. Peace is love. All the emotions that encompass those: gratitude, joy, decisiveness, action. Courage is all about action. Acceptance is all. It starts to become more about becoming more accepting, and everything's perfect the way it is. And then peace is about stillness. But they're all expressions of love. And I love Lester Levinson. Lester Levinson changed his whole life by working on loving everything just the way it is. And that's how he woke up. And he did it fast. He was also dying, so he had the pressure of dying, being told he was dying, and then his body healed and he woke up. But that's a beautiful realization when you can really understand that love begins at courage and go out there and start developing that courage, because courage is fun. Courage is never have to, never need to. I need to do this. I have to do this. I want to. No, it's not have to. It's not need to. It's not want to. It is, I choose to do this. I'm excited to do this. I get to jump out of this plane with this parachute on. I get to approach that beautiful woman. I get to go on a date tonight. I'm nervous. Doesn't mean there's not fear, because that's the nature of courage. But you're coming from courage. The fear is down here. You're here in the courage, and you're like, fuck yeah, I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm going to go walk right up to her. And she's like, damn, this guy's got balls. But if you're identified with the fear much lower, and then you approach out of have to and need to, that feels very different, right? So feel that difference. We love watching people step into courage. We love people transforming through courage and facing their fears. I mean, it happens with celebrities all the time. They fall down, they do something stupid, we mock them, we make fun of them, we pick on them in magazines. And then what happens? One day they change, they grow, they start developing courage, they start showing up, and then we start rooting for them, and we start believing in them, and then we're like, wow, did you see that transform? You see how so and so changed? It's absolutely amazing. A celebrity I really enjoy in his later years right now is Mike Tyson. Right, in his younger years, he was a beast and he was respectable, but he bit that guy's ear. He did a lot of crazy stuff. He got reacted to anger, destroyed his life. And now there's so much more. He's not perfect, but there's so much more humility on him, and so much more beauty. He's really doing that internal work that's. And he was telling me, this video I just saw him talking about how he thought he was the most badass person in the world. And I'm going to paraphrase. I don't remember the exact words, but there was a sense for him when he really looked deep inside that he was being so badass and so mean because he was terrified and scared underneath. And he admitted that on camera. So beautiful. And he felt small underneath, so he's being this badass on the surface. And now he's sharing that gift with the world. He's talking about it openly. And that makes me root for Mike Tyson. I love that guy now. I have a lot of respect for him. So So this is my little talk today at the Integrated Man Summit. What can you do today to step into your courage? Not need to, not force yourself, but I get to. Oh my God, I can't wait to do this. I can do this. That's the attitude of courage. I've got a whole in the revealing process now. I teach courage. Like first, I go into courage. We study courage. We experience courage. We release on courage. We develop courage because courage is the force that will delete all the lower emotions and get you out and get you comfortable. Not really even delete them, get you just like, hey, I can handle everything, and start to give you a passion for life, a passion for meeting women, a passion for dating, a passion for waking up in the morning. And so, what are you going to do this week where you step into courage? You're going to go out and approach a beautiful woman today. You're going to go out and write down all your goals and really commit to them and put them up maybe on the Fearless family page or the, not the family page, but the Fearless Facebook page or the family page if you guys are watching. Are you going to buy a ticket for the online version of the Integrated Man Summit if you can't get out here? You're going to come out to it like you were thinking about it. I live a few miles, it's a few hours away. This is Anthony. You guys all know Anthony. He's on this side. Hey, what's up? It's reverse image. I was all screwed up. And you want to say anything, Anthony?
Yeah, get down to Tim's, man. So much value in just being in the room with guys who all have a common focus, and also going out with the guys at night and us. There's just so much value to gain from that, and it's Miami, and Miami is very sexy, and these women want to be talked to and approached, and they're not.
Get over here,
so.
Scoot over. I'm trying to move the mic to you, but see what happens is the mic's following me. See, it's an AI. So every time I moved the laptop to you, it moved.
Yeah, okay. I think right here's the perfect spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, come down to Tim's, come hang out. We're going to be giving a ton of talks, a ton of going out. It's just a good time. There's no reason not to come, really, and it's really cheap. So, don't shoot yourself in the foot.
God, and how many hot girls are walking around Brickell?
I mean, I kid you not,
God.
You can't go down one block without running into at least, I don't know, like 6-7 girls. That's per block. That's not even the blocks. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You have to see it.
Oh, and how was Team Viagra last night?
Team Viagra's on top, man. This thing is so funny. Every girl wanted to be associated with us. Every girl wanted to touch our newspaper cocks. Every girl was It was actually very interesting because every time we would talk to a girl, they'd already be open because they already saw us, but they just weren't saying anything. And they were like, "Oh, I saw you guys over there." And it's just like, it's crazy. It's like we got our dicks out, and these girls are wanting to be a part of that.
How many girls would look and then they look away and look back? They couldn't stop.
Like pretty much every girl.
Yeah.
And every other girl wanted to take a picture with us. We got to post those pictures on one of our videos.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. So if you want to learn more about that, that's Robbie Kramer over at Inner Confidence. But it's super easy to do. You get t-shirts that say Team Viagra. We all got white t-shirts. You get sweatpants. You get wristbands that look like your headbands, like your tennis player. And then you make a fake cock and you stick it in your sweatpants, and boom, there you go. And you walk around with it and get over your sexual shape.
Yeah.
So.
See if I have a photo of it.
Yeah.
Can you guys show them a photo on there?
Yeah.
Show. Maybe you can show them this crazy one from last night.
Well, here's this priest that stopped. He was dressed as a priest. Oh. And we took a picture with him. If you could see, it was hilarious, guys. The attention was awesome. So fun stuff. Anyways, with that said, I'm going to take some questions now. And I haven't been looking at the chat because when I get into a role, I don't want to look at the chat. It'll stop me from talking. I love to answer your guys' questions. So I'm going to take a few questions. I'm just going to look at glance through the chat really quick, see who was here. How was Halloween in Miami? I actually love the single life. You guys heard a little bit about that. What's up? Hi, love you. I love you too, buddy. Prasad, if we get enough guys together in London for a 3-day workshop, would it be possible? We took that picture with the priest, and I was just thinking we took a picture with a nun with the vampire fangs too. I got to post the one with the nun with the vampire fangs and the priest next to each other. It'd be fucking awesome. That was fun. You changed my life. Awesome, dude. Glad, Prasad. Glad. I love hearing that. I love you guys changing. Elite millennials. Hey, Brian, does logic have any use in reality creation at all? Thanks for everything. I'm not a big fan of logic anymore. I mean, I am to a degree. I mean, it has its purpose, but I prefer to use the term realization. See, I don't want to rely on this as much as I want to if I'm out of let's put it this way. If I'm out of courage, acceptance, love, peace, and I'm making decisions from apathy, grief, fear, lust, and anger, I'd rather release until I get up to cap and then make my decisions. Because then realizations come in naturally. It's almost like downloads, and your body says take action. Your gut brain takes over. When you're down in apathy, grief, fear, lust, anger, pride, logic tends to take over, and you try to rationalize and analyze the solution from pain. But the gut brain will still get in there and will direct you in the direction of your pain to experience more of that pain. And so your instinctual brain will instinctually, like if you're trying to make $1 million, it'll instinctually give you instinctual hits on how to lose money, because you're in fear, apathy, grief, and fear, or how to fight to get the money in lust, anger, and pride. But up in courage, acceptance, love, peace, it becomes much easier. Same with women, same with dating, same with sex. So your emotional relationship is what I primarily look at. And then I look at realizations that come to me. And then once you're in cap, if you want to use logic up there, just don't make logic more important than depth of feeling, stopping, being present, and letting realizations come up once you can feel your body. But if you can't feel your body, then you got to learn to feel your body, because through the body comes the realizations. Matter of fact, if we get really esoteric, you keep feeling into the body and dissolving all your attachments and aversions so you can almost meditate, and the body dissolves and you become one with everything. So you're moving in and through the body. Renunciating the body, pushing it away, was the never worked, Buddha said, right? He says it's the middle way, and it's through the surrendering into the body and stop making. And that body is a representation, it's a projection, it's a vehicle that projects life. And so it's a representation of life. How you feel about life is felt through the body, right? And there's this constant exchange of energy between you and the outside world, just like the internet exchanges energy. The computer exchanges internet with the energy with the outside world, and back it gets information, downloads and uploads information. So your relationship to your body, and then that information that downloads and the realizations that come from that connection is the primary source of who you want to be. We can always be more. We can always expand. We can always grow. The universe is ever expanding. Your consciousness is ever expanding. Life is ever expanding. There's a constant exploration of the next world, of what is going to. Whenever we think we're done or we've figured it all out, there's more, and there's more, and there's more, and there's more. There is no done. Not the law of polarity states, as soon as you get an answer, you have a problem to solve, and as soon as you solve the problem, there's another. As soon as you get a problem, you look at the problem, there's an answer. And as soon as there's an answer, there's a problem, and it goes on forever. And there's a constant expansion of everything. That's why nothing's broken, because the nature of life is as soon as you solve one problem, there's another problem. So really they're challenges for growth. Everything's perfect the way it is, constantly giving you new challenges to grow and expand into. We're in a video game. You could say this is we're in the video game, and then we're trying to get in, put on VR headsets to get into a deeper game. Play this game, man. It's amazing how many people want to disconnect from this world because they're not happy with it and try to create a new world. It's easier just to learn to love this world and go out and enjoy the beauty that's everywhere. Oh man, nice shirt. Well, it's very Miami shirt, right? Thank you. Hi. Appreciate it, man. Okay, J Mac. Question. I have a lot of stories around women. What would be the fastest way to process them? Revealing, releasing, focusing on a specific girl, releasing on them, or focusing on more of how I feel around. It's about stopping. Look, I always say this, that if you have a lot of stories around women, are you happy in general? That'll be the first place I would look. I'd say stop and say, do I have a life I love without women? Can I stop and get up in the morning and love brushing my teeth, taking a shower, taking a shit? Can I enjoy my life, having my coffee? Am I happy? Then go out. Can I enjoy doing the basics, grocery shopping, walking down the street? Can I open my heart? Can I enjoy the beach? Then can I start enjoying more things? Maybe I love going to the gym. What is it that makes you, you? And do I really enjoy that? Or do I need somebody to notice me or validate me or tell me my muscles are good enough before I'll enjoy it? Like, I went to the gym today. Now tell me I'm good enough. I just having a good time. That's where it starts. Then from there, from that enjoyment of life, that love of life, releasing, then you can start releasing on your aversion to women. when you start to get near women, because you have a base to work off of. You have a foundation. That's what letting go of all women is about. So, so then the next step is starting to, and then you have not only a base, you know, not only have self-esteem, not only have self-worth and self-love, you can start inviting women into a life you enjoy. Then they feel your enjoyment. It's not about what you're doing. It's about that you're enjoying it. They feel your turn on, your enjoyment for your life, and they want to be part of it. Do you see how simple that really is? The idea of it, but everybody is saying, I'm not going to be happy till I get the girl. I'm not happy right now. If I keep releasing women, eventually I'll be happy. Well, if you're not happy with your day to day, then how is releasing on women gonna? You're just making it worse. You're gonna keep compounding this problem. So learning to love yourself and then inviting women in is the key. That next step now is beginning to really release on the women. Get near a woman, smile, laugh, invite. She rejects you. You got a foundation to release off of. Now I got rejected by a woman. I'm gonna release until I love that rejection, until I think it was fucking awesome, until I can laugh at it and tell my friends about it. And then that makes you more attracted to women. And then I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna do 10 approaches today. Maybe I'll just do casual conversation. Hey, where's the wharf? I was asked somebody where the wharf was here today, or where. Oh, you know, what are you guys out doing tonight? How's this restaurant? Just start conversation. Then eventually I'm going to be more direct. I'm going to find 2 women I think have a unique style. And I'm going to go say, or a unique look or something about, I love the way you move. You have such grace. You have a beautiful dress, man. It looks amazing on you. That'd be another level. Another level might be, I'm going to be really direct. You are fucking sexy. There's something about you. Or damn woman, look at you in that outfit. You look amazing, you know, getting really direct and starting to push tension. And then I'm going to start working on my pushes. And every layer you work on, pushes like, oh, you're such a dork. Why are you talking like that? Don't be a biatch, you know, being a little playful in your conversations. And every layer you go through, you're going to stir up aversion to doing it, attachment to getting it right. That's the releasing. And then you just keep cleaning it up. But if you don't start with the foundation, you're going to have a hard time. And that's what all these programs, Revealing Mastery, that I sell, that I even have all these free trainings on YouTube. That's where it starts, man. So in general, how to get good with women, that's what this whole channel is about. Watch every video. Women in general. I sabotaged myself to go out on Halloween. I worked all week to get my wolf mask ready. And then yesterday I didn't feel like going out to the party anymore. Yeah, you wanted it so bad, you probably burned out. You had massive attachment. You made it mean something to the point where it was probably this huge energy. Now, what could you have done to help you get through that? Like in that moment, you're stuck, you're sitting there and like, I don't want to go out. Okay, here's what I'm going to make a deal with myself. I'm going to go out for 30 minutes and I don't have to be happy. I'm just going to welcome what I feel. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to get anybody, win anybody over, and then I can go home. What'll probably happen is you'll probably stay longer and longer and longer. But the key is to follow through on your commitment to a level of success. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you don't have to win a woman over or take her home. You just need to go out, put that mask on, and be seen. 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever you commit to, just go follow that through to get yourself moving. And then if you want to come back home, come back home. But at least you can celebrate that you did that. Okay. And in the future, don't let yourself get so attached in the building up of the process. That's you know, and because then as soon as the attachment builds really high, it also builds an aversion. It's like, I got to make this work. Oh, fuck. That's too much pressure now. Aversion. Okay. You mentioned it while I was writing this. I'm stuck on being broken. I do have the intellectual part. I'm not broken of the I'm not broken argument down, but I feel broken. I guess that's covered now. Yeah, well, feeling broken, you know, it's not good enough. I'll never succeed. Probably some level of apathy and grief. And honestly, I was just recently in apathy about something, and something I hadn't worked on in a long time. Now, in general, I'm in CAP most of the time. I love living in CAP, but but when I hit apathy, I don't drop down to apathy. I stay up in courage and I look at my apathy. But I hear the same thoughts you guys hear, or the same thoughts that somebody who's identified with their apathy feels. Like that's how I used to be. Like, oh, what's the point? It never worked for me. Now it's like, oh, I hear that. What's the point? It never worked for me. But I hear it as a separate thought in the background. So I'm sitting there in my apathy, watching my apathy from courage. What's the point? And it takes a while, and I know that. I'm listening to those thoughts, and I'm laughing at them from courage. I'm watching them from courage and letting them go. And it took maybe 2-3 days of watching those type of thoughts from courage. And then they turned into, oh, there's got to be a solution. There's a way I could fix this. Let me work on this. I think I got to find this. That's grief. I was like, oh, today I'm in grief. Look at that. And then the next day, I had 1 day of grief. And the next day I went right into fear. I could feel the fears. Oh, now I'm nervous. I'm scared. And then that lasted half a day to a half a day. I can't remember, or a half a day. And then I went right into one, and it went right in order. It doesn't always go in order. It went right up to wanting. And then I started battling with wanting and anger. It was bouncing back and forth. And I just watch it but I'm actually encouraged watching it all happen. And as I go higher on the scale in that area, I naturally take more action. Like, oh, now that I'm going up into wanting, high wanting, and a little bit of anger, I'm starting to, oh, fuck it, I'm going to do this. And I turn that anger into courage, or pride. I'm going to beat this pride. And then I went up to courage. You see, and because I was patient with that process, and I made sure I stayed encouraged watching all that happen, I was able to grow up the emotional scale. But it took days because the apathy was strong and built over many years. It didn't happen in 10 minutes. Apathy can take a while sometimes. And if you're really advanced, depending on where you're at, maybe you can do it in 10 minutes. But you got to let it take the time it takes. And the courage is what gives you the ability not to take it personally, not to make it wrong, bad. Maybe say, I'll get there when I get there. It's going to happen. And not make those thoughts mean something. Okay. So hopefully I added some more insights to that. I say I love the vibes. I can tell that was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Going out, I think you're talking about me going out. I'm not sure. The other night, yesterday night. What advice would you give a Christian? I want to be attractive and embodied and have no sexual shame, that I still want to follow God and keep myself until my last week long, we had a Christian that wanted to wait until marriage. It was great. We worked out his sexual shame. What is sexual energy? It's creative energy. It's turn on energy. Turn on does not mean sexual. Turn on might mean turned on for my art, turned on for life, turned on for your woman just hanging out with her and thinking she's beautiful, turned on for giving love away. It makes you take action. It's energy of action. When you're sitting there loving something, if you love artwork, you can appreciate it. You think it's beautiful and sit there and love nature. But if you're turned on for it, you're probably going to want to paint. You're going to want to get out there and take action and maybe go do something in nature. You're going to want to go for a hike and be one with nature. If you're turned on for women, there's a party that wants to approach them, right? If you're turned on, but if you're in love with women, you can sit there and just see their beauty and appreciate them. So turn on is about action. And when turn on is channeled properly, it's the creative energy that creates form. Well, it can create a baby. That's its ultimate energetic purpose from God. But it can also create a business, can create art, get you out of bed in the morning, excited to face life. So getting past your sexual shame is super important. I think it's very much in alignment with God and Christianity. I think that Jesus would have been a perfect example of somebody who was not controlled by his turn on, but used his turn on to manifest, create, heal, and step into a lot of pain like crucifixion and face it anyways, because he believed in God. He loved life in a sense, right? So what if you were turned on for God? What if you were turned on for, that's that passion, that surrender that you see in people when they're turned on for their religion, for God. And there's nothing wrong with that, so that's where it comes from, in my opinion. and that's sexual transmutation is kind of one of the words. You can look that up on YouTube. A lot of information on that. We had a course on that for a long time. We're changing all the courses now, but yeah, really powerful. Thanks for that on the shirt, buddy. I appreciate it. Awesome, Ronak. Can't wait. I didn't realize it was Ronak. Hey, Ronak, what's up, buddy? Yeah, thank you. And it's going to be awesome having you at Tim's. Esteban, what are some exercises besides grounding, releasing, or stepping in attention to embody more of the masculine? Well, have you read my book? I have the little book. It's not even expensive. There's all kinds of principles in there on embodying the masculine. I got tons of stuff on the YouTube channel. But grounding is huge. Feeling your heart with grounding will give you will really make it feel good. Expression, stepping in attention. I mean, I'm not sure what your question is. Those are the principles I teach. I would just go deeper and deeper and deeper into them. Integrity, sense of purpose, definitiveness, learning about all the courage energies and releasing and mastering them. Getting comfortable with your turn on as a man, understanding the nature of masculinity, study it in nature. Look at like a riverbed is masculine, the river is feminine. Anything flowing is going to be more feminine. Anything structured and directed is going to be more masculine. Like a cock is hard and a vagina relaxes and opens, right? It gets wet. The cock gets hard and directed. See the two energies? And you can take and we love phallic symbols, samurai sword, rifles, gun. It's this idea of this penetrating power. And if you take a sperm, what does it do? It penetrates an egg, and then the egg, and then that egg causes a reaction, and that reaction causes growth. That's called law of transmutation. And so you'll see that in life everywhere. There's either channeling or penetrating or causing a reaction. And the more you see that and start living from those principles, the more you'll grow. A challenge, masculine grows through challenge. Go out and join the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, kickboxing, anything challenge oriented. It doesn't matter what it is. Frisbee golf, but get in there and be competitive, but don't be attached to the outcome. Grow from the competition and celebrate. And then if somebody and be determined to win and compete and do your best at something you love. And if you lose, celebrate the victor. And because you grow by doing that. Don't be afraid. I think get back out there and do it again. Join a team sport and really learn to work with a bunch of masculine men and step into that power. You see? So it's a lot of things. It's endless if you keep looking. As the cold approach lost its touch and our girls more into social circle game surface, or maybe I'm just too old. 30. No, you're 35, dude. You're young as fuck. I should be posting these up here. And no, cold approach has not lost its luster at all. And look, what is going to work is what you enjoy. If you enjoy social circle and your heart's open, you're turned on, women are going to like you. If you cold approach, turned on, open-hearted, women are going to like you. If you cold approach from heavy energy, women aren't going to like you. You can cold approach all day from apathy, you ain't going to get a date. And if you do, it's going to be with an apathetic woman. So it's not what you do, it's where you do it from that makes it work. Remember that. Not what you do, but where you do it from. What do you have a higher level emotional relationship to? What makes, when you feel courage, that doesn't mean there's no fear. The courage is what you transmute the fear with. It's the penetrating energy. And then you get turned on for what you're doing, whether that's cold approaching, building a big social circle and hosting parties for people, because there's love and turn on, there's love and courage, or getting on Tinder and doing an online date, whatever it is, that's where your juice is going to be. That's where you're going to get dates, and it'll work. People are people. They're not sitting there going, well, I don't like this. They logically do that. But in reality, they react to your emotional state. Okay. Mike's walking by. Hey, say hey, Mike.
Hey guys, how's it going?
So Mike's giving the talk on his awesome porn star girlfriend and his wild experience at AVN. Also on overcoming adversity and becoming successful in spite of challenges, because he's gone through a lot of challenges, and he's going to kill it. So, do you want to say anything?
Oh,
No, he doesn't want to
happy
say anything. He wants to ignore us. He doesn't like you guys, at least until Integrated Man side. So, okay. I started feeling my self-esteem point, and whenever I feel all my thoughts shut down, I feel very less anxious while approaching. That's. I just want to put that statement up there. He's getting into vibrational and emotional alignment. We were just talking about that, and so even if there's anxiety there, because he's probably more encouraged from the self-esteem, he can slay that dragon, right? And that grows him even more. So, Andre, I set an intention yesterday, realized I'm very judgmental towards apathetic people. How do you reveal acceptance for these people? Realized I am afraid of becoming apathetic like them. Well, this is very interesting. You probably were or have apathy inside of you. That's why you're getting triggered. So, releasing your own apathy and learning to humble yourself in the face of your own apathy, and learning to let go of your judgment towards your own apathy will help you to let go of your judgment towards others. That's one way. But just literally the same releasing process. Welcome the part of you. Use courage to welcome the part of you that's judging these people, and look right at it and learn to laugh at it until it's not right or wrong to judge these people. It just is. And then the judgment itself will fall away. Okay. We got Grandma on here talking up a storm, writing some racist shit. All right, good job, good for you, Grandma. How weird. It's probably a bot, guys. That's all that is. And that's how it works. Boom. That user is now blocked. So they won't even be able to see your stuff anymore. Hi, everyone. Brian, I feel tension, tightness in my neck and chest in my everyday meditations. I can't identify the emotions. Should I just, welcome. Emotions are just labels for feelings, sensations. Welcome the sensation and let it expand and change like water flows, and just watch and be with the expansion of the emotion, the shifting, the changing. And as it changes and expands and moves and flows, you'll start to, it'll evolve into something else until it completely evolves. Think of it as a hose with a kink in it. And as it's moving and adjusting the hose on the kink, and it starts to expand, a little rush, tightening back down, expanding. Then eventually the hose unwinds itself, and there might be a big moat. That's good intensification. Then boom, there's a big flow, and that's acceptance. Okay. Okay, let's check this one out. Tusher. Brian, when I do my morning and night rituals, I feel amazing. I feel my body. However, that feeling lasts only 2 hours. And as the day goes, it goes back to it being in my head. Just want to ask. Yeah, that's normal, because you start thinking more and more. So what if you had anchors to that feeling? Like you feel amazing. Maybe you do this every day and you just create an anchor. And then you stop every hour and a half in, 2 hours in, and you do a 15-minute version and re-anchor. And then you do it later in the day, you do that, and you slow the brain back down. You just stop again for a little bit. I used to do this all the time. And then if you keep learning, releasing, and revealing, you get our revealing course, or you study releasing from somebody, and you get pretty good at it, then you can start doing that in the background throughout the day, and you can get better and better and better. Okay? So there you go. But I used to have a timer in the beginning, and I'd set it and I'd stop throughout the day. And you think, I don't have enough time because of work. Truth is, I got way more work done doing that in less hours. Like I must have cut my hours by 2/3, if not even more, maybe 3/4, and I still got more done. It's hard to explain how that works, but it's almost like synchronicities start to work. You stop screwing up so you don't have to do stuff over. You're really present, so things seem to flow. More people want to help you. All this resources start to show up when you stay present. So if you don't have enough time to stop and do that, then you need to do it more. It's like there's an old saying that Oh, I meditate 15 minutes a day. And if you don't have 15 minutes a day to meditate an hour a day. So figure that one out. Oh yeah, and you're going in the right direction. To sure, that's you're fine. That's normal. It starts to expand with time, and there'll be periods where it doesn't expand for a bit, and then it starts to expand more. Awesome. The viable alternative, emotional revealing, has been a game changer for me. I took the workshop last year and then the seminar. It all clicked for me. The Tim seminar last November after Brian said something. Oh, Ike, hey buddy. I know you've been traveling all over. I was wondering if that was you from the little picture. You've been traveling all over the world, buddy. You've been posting stuff from Romania, from Greece. It seems like your life is just exploding, buddy. I love it, and you're getting on there, and you're being an awesome inspiration for people yourself. Matter of fact, if you can, post your some of your social media in the chat. You guys feel free to follow Ike for his inspiration. He's putting a lot of inspirational stuff up, and he's a great guy. So definitely put that in the chat for everybody to see, and guys, definitely follow it. Okay. Good afternoon from Lakeland, Florida. Good afternoon back, Kevin. Luis, love Luis. So we got to post Luis. Brian, I'm starting to dislike what I'm doing in my career. Are you still doing construction? But part of me feels like I need to be grateful for. You were doing it. That I'm thinking of somebody else. I think. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Grateful for the opportunity, but I just do not feel any drive to keep moving up in corporate. That's common. As we wake up, we often start to get more in touch with who we really are, and then that's where the great renunciations happen. And people get terrified of the great renunciation. Great renunciation is when you have a big life change. And if you're going to start the spiritual growth experience, the personal growth, the energetic growth, whatever you want to say, you're going to reach these points where do I have the balls to let everything go and start again? Do I have the balls to go down and possibly lose everything and then rebuild? Here's the beauty. If you do it, it can be a rough period as all your stories die. But then the rebirth is always equal or greater, actually greater in my opinion, to what you had before. Your whole life gets richer and fuller and better. And I tell people, the faster you go down that path, the better. Don't hesitate. When the universe is saying, make that move, make it. You're young, you're single. And if you're going to lose everything because you're going to do a career change, do it now. Do it while you're young, because you can afford to lose everything and start again. I've rebuilt myself a bunch of times, and every time it gets better. Where people get stuck and their life gets worse is when they go to make a change and they don't release on their attachments and their versions. They just fight and they stick to an idea and they won't grow, they won't flow. And then what happens is the universe is beating on them, trying to get them to surrender, and they won't surrender. They won't change. And so their life gets smaller and smaller. The universe has this huge expansion waiting for them, this growth, this amazing opportunity, because they are asking for it in the back of their mind. But because they won't surrender, they get stuck and their life gets smaller. Okay. Okay, this is from William. Hey, Brian, how can I release negative emotional blocks, thoughts, and limiting beliefs? If I can't attend the live event, what products? We have a revealing process masterclass. It's online. You can just buy that event and buy that product. And I think it's insane, and it has a lot of value, and it's super powerful. If you want to get a book, Hawkins' book, Letting Go, is one of my favorites. It's a great information in there too. Simple. But of course, so the online master course is going to be live, it's going to be a lot more energy in it. It's my interpretation of that work, that type of work, and stuff like that. It's going to be a little more expensive, but still not that much. I'm willing to invest in myself. Some people are, some people aren't. So a lot of people are looking for all the free stuff, and I'm fine with that. That's why I put out all the YouTube stuff. But I also have products for sale to people that want to go deeper, and that's where I create the structure and go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. You decide what you want to do. I'll keep putting out free content, but the structured content's going to have, it's not even so much the structure. The way life works is the more energy you're willing to invest in life, the more it gives back to you. The moment you put something on the line, you actually start changing more, whether that's money, energy, time. That's the nature of life. So if you're constantly looking for how to get stuff for free, it doesn't quite work the same, unfortunately. It can cause a lot of growth, but the moment you're willing to put something on the line is when real growth starts to happen. This is why Lester Levinson, I think, woke up so fast. He was dying. He had everything on the line. And so his mind was willing to let go really fast because of because all that energy, that fear built up, and he was able to process it all. Whereas if we're like really comfortable, there's not much building up, it's harder to release because it's all dormant. So thinking about how do I get the buried unconscious stuff to the surface so it can be released is just as much a part of the art as the releasing skill itself. Okay. Hey, Lorenzo. What's up, buddy? Hey, Brian, do you have any advice on releasing and letting go of past relationships? Yeah, welcome up every memory that's less than courage, loving courage, and release it up to loving courage of that person. And that will probably take you farther back beyond the person. It might take you into your memories from your childhood, your parents, maybe other girls too, because they're all connected, right? But just keep doing that until all your memories of that relationship is cleaned up and you have nothing but love for that person. Lester Levinson did this with all his past relationships. And he said one of the toughest releases he ever did was the girl he was madly in love with when he was, I believe, in college or something like that. He wanted to marry her and she left him for another man. And he was so bitter and hurt, hated the man, hated her for his whole life until his 40s, and just held on to that. And then decided to release on it when he was healing. And he said it was really tough. He said, I saw them two together and I go into rage and hate, and for both of them. And he just kept releasing till his goal was to get to the point where if they were going to be happier together and the universe decided they were the perfect couple for each other and not him, then he wanted to have love and blessings for their relationship and wanted to be the best relationship they could possibly have. That's where he wanted to reach. And he did it. He finally reached this point where he's like, wow, I have love for them being a couple. Because if she doesn't want to, and it didn't change, he still loved her, but it wasn't, the pain went away, right? Because he let go on that. See, she doesn't want to be with me. I want her to be happy. And I want him to be happy. And if they're going to be happy the rest of their life together, that's just a much more love in the world, right? So he reached that point. He said it was really hard. But he said the hardest release is when he started picturing them two having amazing sex together in a blissful union. He said that was really hard to release on wanting them to have amazing sex together. And he said that was one of the toughest releases he ever did in a book I read. And he said, but it was life-changing for him. Okay? So it's not just about, a lot of you release to get neutral. You got to release to get to love. When courage is the first level of love. Okay. What can a man do to keep 3 wives? That's not my expertise, buddy. I don't think I can answer that. I've never had 3 wives. Go out there and look for somebody that's got 3 wives. But I will tell you this: I've hung out with people that have done a lot of poly relationships, and Steve Pickus used to do hermetic circles and things like that. And one of the things they would do, and this is not my expertise, is well, see, that's different. Wives are different, yeah. I would say check out. I don't know if I agree with this process or not. I don't know enough about it, but check out David Bond. He does that whole harem thing in foreign countries with women that are like he'll move to a country where there's not a lot of tourism, but a lot of hot girls, and it's cheap and inexpensive. And then he starts dating bisexual women, and then he gets them into go get other bisexual women. He's got processes for that. You got to be a pretty solid guy to even start that process, but he might be the one to look at for that. Robbie Kramer. I don't know. He's never really had 3 wives either. He's dated a lot of women at once. He's my old business partner. where he's done kind of like almost a swinger kind of thing, but he never kept 3 wives either. So none of these guys have. They just date and move on. So it's not my expertise. That's very different. So. I appreciate the question, though. I don't think I'd want 3 wives at once. I like the idea of a triad relationship or 3 women that I'm dating in a relationship with. That could be fun. And like if we're all dating each other, I don't want to be the only one dating them. And they're bisexual. That could be super fun. But I don't think I'd want to make them all my wives. Nah, that just sounds like, now that doesn't sound fun anymore. It's probably a period of time or a stage of their lives, and we're just all, having a good time. So, okay, what do we got here? This one's interesting. Unknown legend. What are we asking? Okay, let's see what this is about. He's got 2 parts to the question. Was with this girl. We were vibing for a bit, flirting, playing, just having fun. Clearly not in a friend-to-friend way. I made that clear from the beginning. It suddenly slips out that she has a boyfriend. I'm thinking of ending the relationship, friendship. Any advice? Yeah. What's your integrity? I mean, do you have rules against a girl having a boyfriend? Do you not? I know guys that do not give a fuck. They say it's up. The guy's doing something wrong if she's flirting with me. That's their opinion. Other guys are like, nope, she doesn't have. If I'm looking at her as a potential relate. Some guys are just looking to get sex and they don't care. Some guys might say, okay, I really like this girl. I can see her being my girlfriend. I can't trust her now. I need to move on. You got to really look at you and decide what's important to you and what you'll put up with and what you won't. You even know the nature of a relationship. What's going on with it? Is it even real in the sense that are they just kind of dating or are they serious? How long they've been together? And there's so much context missing from this, right? Is she just looking to cheat and she's telling you she has a boyfriend, letting it slip out so she doesn't feel guilty with you at least? Is she looking, some women look to find a new guy before they break up with the other guy. That's a codependent kind of woman, she doesn't want to be hurt. So she's trying to find somebody else to move her emotions to. Yeah, you got to just decide what is right for you and live within that integrity. Just remember, whatever you vibrate at is what you attract, right? So, you got to, and not judge her for it. Let go of all the judgment. She's living her life to the best of her ability based on what she knows. Don't make her right or wrong. Just decide what you want and move on. Don't dwell on it, or be with her and figure out where it goes, So, and figure out those questions. Okay. So I think I've been talking a while, guys. I didn't mean to talk for an hour, but you know me, I love to talk. So this was an awesome call. You guys are all super awesome. Love having you on. I might come back tomorrow. Mark Irons of town. I might try to pull him on an interview tomorrow, but we do have to move. I have to move to the new, the penthouse we're moving into for the Integrated Man Summit. We're going to be holding, the Integrated Man Summit is going to be at a hotel, but we have 3 other events we're going to be holding at the penthouse. They're going to be awesome. So I'll see if I can get some live feeds from there. Okay, I was just looking at some stuff here really quick. You guys got some great questions here. Save these questions, bring them back on the next call. I'm going to try to do some more of these. I'm going to try to get at least one more of these in before the event. Maybe I'll get Mark Iron on here. He's in town. He's just arriving tonight. So maybe get him on. It's my first time meeting him live. I've known the guy for years and I've never met him in person. So I'm super excited. I love this guy. He's the testosterone and hormone expert and body chemistry expert. We're going to hang out. We're going to have a great time. So I love meeting. It's like we're old buddies meeting for the first time, and that makes it super cool. The power of the internet, right, guys? So with that said, everybody have a beautiful Sunday. Get out there and enjoy it. Check out the Integrated Man Summit online if you haven't checked it out already. Integrated, thefearlessman.com/events, and go to the Integrated Man Summit and buy a ticket for the online course. Use courage, jump in a plane, fly out here, and attend live at last minute, and make some new friends. I mean, all of it's possible. You decide how your life's going to go. Okay. I just posted fearlessman.com/events in there. So click on that, guys. Okay, everybody have a beautiful day, and I'll be back on soon. Save your questions. Love to see some more of these questions later, and I'll talk to y'all soon.